Hello, Sarah. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
Hey,
Uh,
thanks for having me.
we're at the end almost. We're almost at the finish line, and so I wanted to know, what would you say is Kayla's mindset?
I think I still think Kayla doesn't is like one of the people that doesn't know what's going on.
Hmm.
So I think she's doing okay. She is just, you know, doesn't know that Harry's an alien. She just thinks that this guy is totally nuts, and I think she's in ignorant bliss.
No, okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, no. So I was also wondering with the character itself, because she's in such an ignorant bliss, which is a good thing at this point. Um, where would you say she is at in the season come in we're at the end of the season. So what do you want for her to happen to her with her life?
I mean, I'm not quite sure. I'm watching a lot of these episodes for the first time as well with you guys.
Mhm.
So I think I enjoy being an audience member. I
Mhm.
did see a lot of stuff that was outside of the scripts that I was part of, which I kind of like because I'm able to watch it and, be surprised and go on this journey with everybody. Um, so I don't really know. I feel like I'll have a better idea once I watch the rest of the show with everyone and then kind of put it all together in my mind at the same time because it really is. It's a surprise for me too.
What was the thing that surprised you the most that was outside of what Kayla was involved with?
Oh my gosh. I mean, my favorite, I just think, I don't know, surprise, but my favorite was the bird species when Alan has this. I mean, it's just such a joy to watch how like insane we can go. Like it's just like anything is up for storytelling. And
Mhm.
I just love that first episode where we're introduced to her. And I'm like always I'm constantly surprised. I'm constantly surprised with like the performances and the writing, and everything is such a treat to kind of, it's like a gift that you just keep like unwrapping and there's like all these presents inside.
Right. What would you say was the best moment as Kayla for this season?
You know what? For me personally, my favorite was I got to do a scene with my sister Jennifer in the
Mhm.
diner, um, when Kate comes in. And that was just such a special time because I don't get to act with her really. I don't think maybe it's happened one or two times, but it was just such a treat to like, be able to hang out with my sister on set and be in a scene with her. And also just like, when you get to have people that come onto a set that like you've been on for a few years, it's just really exciting. So that was so awesome to be able to watch that episode and see us together. So that was my favorite part.
We are, like I said, almost at the end now, and I was wondering with Kayla, the next episode is really about family. And so if Kayla could kind of interact with family more, they'll have more of that story. Who do you see her really interacting with the most?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the relationship with Asta and Jay,
Mhm.
and just, that kind of sisterhood with Asta has always been really important to Kayla. I would say just more of a development of that and just like the sisterhood and the kinship, and Asta's got a lot going on. And I think the wonderful thing about Kayla is that she's such a like strong support. So I think that would be, I just love seeing those, female characters bonding in ways that we don't really get to see, and problem solving and all that stuff. So I would love more of that. I would just love to, there's so many amazing, female actors and characters in this show. So I do love that. I loved, our girls' night episode, like
Mhm.
things like that, where it's just so fun. And then we're like, oh my gosh, there's 5 women on screen. Holy moly, when do we get to see 5 women on screen? So kind of those moments of just, realizing how great the casting and the writing is, and also how great, these actors and how great they are as humans. I love being able to spend time with them. So any more time I get to spend with them, the better.
What kind of does that kinship give Kayla?
What? Sorry?
That friendship, that girlfriend friendship really gives Kayla.
Yeah, I think it gives her purpose and meaning. I
Mhm.
think to have friendships where you feel acknowledged and loved and supported, I think that it gives confidence and self-respect. And I think, the it just I think Kayla feels, really utilized, especially with Asta, because I think she watches her go through, a lot of different changes and, emotional arcs and I think, being a good friend and being able to be there for her is a really a sense of accomplishment for Kayla.
Right. So Kayla doesn't know about Harry, the graves, the baby alien. What would she think of all of this?
I mean, the funny thing is, she may be in a bit of shock, but I think she wouldn't be surprised because I've done a lot of scenes with Alan where he's acting super loopy, and I
Mhm.
just don't know what's wrong with him. So I think it would make sense to her. And I think too, I mean, for me, I grew up with stories of the star people and like us having relations with, people whoever the creatures were in the universe. So I think that there's kind of like a knowing, in certain communities that like, oh yeah, there's obviously people up there, like it's a whole universe, of course there's people out there, and we've, some stories have us interacting with them. So I think that it would be like not surprise. I think it would make sense, to her what's happening. And it would just be proof that it's like happening in real life.
Right. The show also, we got to see some Native American culture within the show, kind of embed. How do you think of that? Was you able to contribute any thoughts and ideas?
Yeah, I mean, the wonderful thing is that we've had such a inclusive experience, and I've been able to share, ideas, or like even the wardrobe department has been, amazing with offering native designers and certain things, which, it doesn't happen often, and it's really nice to know that people are being extremely thoughtful and they don't want to be tropey and they don't want to be, caught in these stereotypes. And each season has a native writer on it, which is
Mhm.
super helpful so that we can kind of have some context for who these characters are in the world and in the community, and so that we're accurate, and we have consultants. So it's been really amazing to see the work that has been put in to make sure that, we're being represented accurately, and also too that the native actors are being recognized just as actors and people on set, that we understand that there's, we're definitely underrepresented in this, in this industry. And
Mhm.
seeing native characters being cast in just non-native roles just to be cast as a, as a character. So it's meant a lot, and it's been a really incredible experience, and I just hope that we get to see more of that in the future from other productions.
Was there a piece, either a material or a clothing design that you was the most proud of?
I had some amazing earrings made by some native artists. That
Mhm.
was probably I love my beaded earrings. Like when I get to use my earrings as a character, I'm very happy. So there was some beautiful artists that made some earrings that I got to wear, which was, it's just such a nice treat because it's something that's really big in our community. And I don't know if
Mhm.
native viewers know that. So it's always nice to like give a shout out to native artists and artisans. And then another episode we had, I think it was the last season at the market, we had a few native booths there, which was really cool. And people got to, pretend to sell their stuff. And it was just that they were included in the scene
Mhm.
and being there in the community. And it was just fun to be able to see other, native people on set and just invite them into this world that we're creating.
Are you the type of person, the kind of actress who, when you get the character breakdown, you start building the backstory, even though we may not see it online? I mean, on TV or online.
Yeah, I feel like I have a bit of I do a little bit of both, because I really love also, sometimes when you come to a character and you come to a set, everyone has very different ideas of what's happening, or they have their own story. And sometimes you have to kind of put that away, all the work that you've done, and like know that it's in your brain, but also be open to what the director thinks the backstory is, and what the writers think the backstory is, and what the character that you're working with has created in their backstory. So I really like that collaboration of, figuring out, okay, so then what, who were we? Who are we? Where do we come from? What is our backstory? I do rely a lot on writers and directors and other actors to, share that, because I think there's a lot that we can do in our head as actors,
Mhm.
um, that we can, get committed to and try and hold on to. But then when you get to set, you're working with all these other creative people that have, maybe different ideas. So I try and find the balance of, doing the work, coming to set, and then being able to, surrender is for what's needed in the scene or what's needed on the day. And I think that's important, just to be flexible.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me.
Right, of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you.